So if we send this invalid user ID, then we will get this kind of error, cannot cast to object ID or something like this. And to fix it, what we need to do, we need to come inside our controller and we need to validate this ID. And because this ID is going to be a special type object ID, to validate this, we can use the function coming from Mongoose called isValidObjectID. And instead of using it here, I'm going to create a custom validator. So let's come inside our validation schema file, and I'm going to duplicate one of these, and its name will be verify token schema. And let's change their name. First of all, we'll validate the ID and then we will validate token, and we are not going to validate any password, so I'll just remove this. Now this token is going to be just a string, so let's remove this email part, and here we will also change this required message. Token is missing, and this ID is going to be different, and because here we don't have any way to validate this ID inside our yep, we are going to write our custom validator. And for that, here we can use this method called test, and inside this we can pass this object, and inside this object the very first thing that we have to pass is this name, and I'll just use this name valid ID, and this is the custom name that you can add anything here. And also let's add this message, and let's send this message invalid user ID. And then we can add the actual test method, and because this is the function, here you will also get the value, which is going to be the actual value. And from inside this function we have to return true, and if we return the true, then this validation is going to be passed. And because of that, here we can simply return this isValidObjectID function, and this is the function that will come from inside our Mongoose. And inside this function we can simply pass our value, and this function is going to give us the boolean value. If this ID is going to be valid, we will get true, otherwise we'll get the false. And if we get the false, then we'll send the error response. And also we can remove this required method from here. And now we can come inside our auth route, and we can pass our validate inside our verify route, and we have to use this verify token schema as our schema. And now obviously if we save this file and test this route one more time with our invalid ID, we are going to get the exact message. And that's how we can add our custom validator.